continues. I hope you fare well. Before... Excellent. Before we accept you as an official tracker, you'll need to demonstrate competency in the field. To that end, I would like you to first accept the available bounty on the wanted display on the nearby wall, then report back to me.
Look what the Astra dragged in.
Good. You have your mission. Once you are a tracker, you may not get a briefing like this for your missions. You'll be expected to handle them by yourself. Excellent. I knew you could. The target for this mission is admittedly one of our toughest. Not because of how dangerous he is, but because of how often he has evaded us in the past. His name is Hannibal Eutropio. He's wanted for 94 counts of spaceship grand theft. We have reason to believe he runs a chop shop somewhere out in the fringes, but we do not know where. Luckily, we have intel that one of his associates, Adrastos Dakota, is currently here in Aquila City. For your first mission, you were assigned a partner, Roach. He will have more information. Speak with him. Hannibal's crew steals spaceships and brings them someplace where they can illegally strip them for parts, or make the ships completely untraceable. Then he modifies them and resells them, or their parts, for a tidy profit. Hence the name Chop Shop. Roach is one of our best trackers. You would do well to learn from his techniques. I wish you the best of luck. Leave no quarter. Show no mercy.
Look what the Astra dragged in. Hey, so, about earlier, when you first arrived, Okay. Just be careful and listen to me. I'm serious about beating this record. I don't want anyone blowing it for me. It's not personal. Good. Glad we had this talk. Now let's get down to business. This Adrastos guy is our ticket to finding Hannibal. We find him, bring him in, and get the information out of him. Any questions? If I had, he'd already be dead or behind bars. I know he's slipped away from all the other trackers who've gone after him, but my plan will let us finally get the drop on this slippery chasm bass. Great. Adrastos was last sighted in town, so we're going to go out there and you'll use your scanner to find him. Once we do, we'll convince him to chat with us. By force, if need be. If you don't have any more questions, let's hit the road. It's good and all you want to get to know me, but I don't see how it's going to help us right now. Let's focus on the mission first. It'll tell us more about each other than any small talk ever could. And if you still want to know more, we can talk when we get back. Ah, so you want to learn from the best. Well, let me tell you, all that matters in this line of work is that you get the job done. Sometimes that means skirting the law. It's usually on our side anyway. Alive or dead means you've got a choice. Don't get too hung up on it. Always go with whatever guarantees success. No sense bringing morality into it. These people are wanted criminals on the run from justice. Last thing, competition is a strong motivator. That's how I got where I am today. It's the hope. He's our only lead at the moment. Now, If the question is, do I trust him, that's a different story. But again, we do what we can with the information we have. Funny you ask. Until recently, no one even knew what he looked like. Despite his many crimes, he's managed to keep an exceptionally low profile. As you can imagine, it's hard to find someone when you don't know their face and can't find their base of operations. This is compounded by the fact that he never leaves a trace, and we never know when or where he'll strike next. The fact that we got info linking Adrastos to him is a damn miracle. I think we were given a bum deal. Hannibal has been on the wanted list for ages, and no tracker's been able to nab him despite many trying. But maybe Agent No One's expectations are low, and they just want to see how you handle a tough but low-stakes situation. For that, I guess it's perfect. I just wish they weren't intent on dragging my record down with it. Easy. I assume you've used your scanner to find resources? Well, it's like that. Except you'll be scanning people for active bounties. I'll even make it easy for you this time and let you know when I see him. But when you're on your own, no one will be there to hold your hand. Normally, you'd either kill your target or disable and arrest him. At that point, you'd put a tracking beacon on him and someone would be called in to take him away. But we're bringing this guy with us for this mission. Easy. I assume you've used... I'll even make it... Normally, you'd... But we're bringing... Don't get yourself killed out there. Okay, Adrastos is likely wandering the streets around. Here somewhere. Open up your scanner and look for anyone with a bounty.
The Rock isn't exactly massed, but as seats of government go, it's still quite an impressive structure. Not exactly New Atlantis, eh?
You seen those You get in a scrape, best come see me after. Gotta keep you Ranger. I got a feeling this ain't the last I'll see of you.
Saw what you did at Galbank. That was really something. Got the Ranger's badge, did ya? That's great.
You're probably looking for Mary.
Congratulations. Excuse me.
These Rangers are some hard-blooded folk. They ain't afraid of anything.
Diego cleared out that smugglers there not long.
You should try Philburn's beer. It's brewed in the city, and it ain't bad.
I guess that was.
Akil is really the heart of the Freestar Collective. Just let me
He's
drink a
been
piece.
spending time over at Bell's shop looking to buy more plants.
Better this than being some dust wrangler on Montaro Luna.
I'm proud to be helping the Freestar Rangers.
Hey, how'd your day with Leo go?
It was interesting. All she wanted to do was talk about Aquila City's history. I got a 90-minute lecture on the great Solomon Coe, founder of the Freestar Collective. How pathetic is it that I can't compete with a guy who's been dead for more than 100 years?
Oh, come on, Alex. That's just how she is. And besides, you do that.
Aquila City truly is the mission.
You ask me? Sure, Laredo makes some. I'm sure I got what you need.
There's not enough to do around here.
I'm pleased you chose to visit us today. Here's what I have in stock right.
You keep everything on the level and we'll get along grand.
You meet all sorts in Aquila City.
Everyone needs supplies. Take a gander.
That bank robbery sounded intense. It could have gone down so much worse.
There are two certainties in this universe. Death and eating at a Chunk's restaurant. And to be honest, death is almost preferable.
Something to report?
Everything good? We're here to help.
SSNN is running a story about someone stealing the Earth's Savior Award.
Damn, I heard that thing is worth.
My husband. So many books to read and so little time. I am a bit of an aficionado of old Earth novels. Well, truth be told, it's more of an obsession. Reading their stories is a revelation, not only for, the pure imagination, but the window you get into long-gone historical eras. I'll pay handsomely for any books you find like that. Except Charles Dickens. Definitely not Charles Dickens. If you call that reading. Oh, Moby Dick! I had 2 copies. I foolishly sold both. Thank you. Movies, slates, theater, all have their appeal. But books, you can get a window to mankind in its earliest days. Whether adventure with Homer, or the actual thoughts of Julius Caesar penned in his own hands. And they offer visions of the future and wonderfully impossible things and might-have-beens. So, yeah, I do like books. Perusing the shelves? So many options. Yes, I had a husband, but he's no longer with us. We loved to travel, and always we'd be looking for rare books. Most of what you see here are mementos. It's sometimes hard to sell, but books are not meant to be hoarded. They're meant to be shared and spark something in us. It's so nice to have a visitor. Take care. Feel free to read.
We should have...
Let's see.
When you have the time.
If you want to purchase anything, certainly.
Jetpack damaged or something?
Sure did.
Can you put in that order with Shepard?
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not a life of luxury, but I'm getting by. You know?
That's because rumor has it if I don't stay on your good side, I'm liable to lose the body.
Mom and Dad keep telling me to go out and play.
It's tough living here, but you can live on your own terms.
Thanks for taking time to chat. I really need a friendly ear right about now. I received a message from Constellation, and it's given me a lot to think about. Not at all. It's just a list of requests, but when you read between the lines, it's obvious my absence is causing issues. You're not keeping me out here. I am. Just... Here, let me explain. Before I joined Constellation, I served for 8 years as the head of the Navigator Corps, until the UC decided to axe the department. It was a branch of the United Colonies Navy, a small fleet of ships outfitted for galactic exploration. Basically, a military version of Constellation. If you want to help, I feel like I need to give you some background. Just bear with me. Had we notched some significant achievements, I'd agree with you. You see, the top brass demanded press-worthy discoveries to justify the spending, and money was tight after the war. Shutdown was inevitable. At the end of the day, I was in charge, so the blame obviously fell on my shoulders. Well, perhaps it was easy for you, but my obligations to the UC didn't allow me to simply pick up and leave. Sorry. Things are tough for me right now, and I need you to listen. You once told me that you favored the journey over the destination, so I'm hoping you'll understand what I'm trying to say. I failed, because I was more concerned about exploring the stars than pushing a pencil. That depends on your definition of significant. Discover a rare neutron star, and no one cares. But slap a picture of a kooky alien life form on SSNN, and suddenly you're a goddamn rock star. It's all about the propaganda, what gets the people excited. That's what the United Colonies was focused on at the time. That's just it, though. This was as far from the military as you could get. Ships built for exploration, not war. And I still screwed it all up. Well, that brings us to this message now, doesn't it? Call it whatever you want. My drive, my initiative, my optimism. It's been my greatest strength and my worst nightmare. It elevates me to these positions of authority, but all I want to do is explore, not sit and make sure all the accounts are balanced. Yes, exactly. If it's obvious to you, imagine how obvious it is to someone like Barrett or Mateo. Oh, they must be itching to replace me by now. God damn it. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Oh, here you are trying to help me and I'm yelling at you. You have to understand. Once Aja retired, I lost the only person that gave a damn. Look, it's clear that you have feelings for me. It's just... I've never had time for this sort of thing in my life. Please, it's not you. It's me. I'm just not ready to get that close. I can't. Not now. But thank you for being there and listening. It helped. It really did.
An enterprising mind, a keen sense of fairness, and a love for the hard-working folk of this city? Well, that's what honestly.
People call me a brand loyalist, but I feel like I just have to take.
There. That's it.
This doesn't really look like much of a zoo. More like a sideshow attraction. Ooh, long way down.
That's it. Now,
I'm trying
roach.
to cut down on Terra Brew, but I think I might be addicted to it.
Hey, can I help you?
Yeah, you know how it goes.
I think I might have that kind of connection. What's it to you? I probably could. I'm just not sure that would work for me, you know? You know, he would be pretty pissed if he knew I squealed. Who knows what he'd do to me? I might take you up on that offer. Okay, fine. I'll tell you what you want to know. What exactly do you want to know? Something about Hannibal, right?
You need to tell us where he is. Then, as long as the intel's good, we can consider letting you off easy. Got it?
You know, I wasn't sure I liked you, but I'm coming around. Truth is, Hannibal could be anywhere. I don't know how to tell you where he is.
I don't believe you. You better start spilling, or...
But I know where to find his chop shop. Look, I'm not dumb enough to lie to trackers. I know what's at stake. It's an old abandoned star yard in the Andromos system. Andromos 4A to be exact. Surrounded by a field of giant space rocks. Can't miss it. Actually, you can. That's kind of the point.
Great. You're coming with us, then. You run, you die. You cause a commotion, you die. You so much as sneeze without asking.
I die. I think I get it. Well, what are we waiting for? To the chop shop.
Right. Hey, rookie. A word?
This is not how I thought my day would go, but it could be worse. Am I right?
So normally, you'd register Drastos with the system and leave him bound for someone to come pick him up. But we need him to tag along with us. Now, if we show up in my ship, we'll lose the element of surprise. I'd rather keep our cards close to our chest. Gives Hannibal less chance to escape. Too many unknowns. What if he's got a crew waiting for him? What if he's got a way to jettison us into space? I don't like it. No, I've got something else in mind. See, the last guy I took in wound up dead and unknowingly donated his ship. It's a nice ride, and the parts are valuable. We'll use that. Drastos here is gonna help us on the comms as we approach.
Oh, I am?
Or he'll find himself in deep space without a suit. He's going to play it as if he jacked a ship and brought it to be chopped up. And he's going to do it without giving it away that we're on board because he knows what'll happen if he does.
As I was saying, I'm going to do just that.
If you need them, bring them along for the ride, but they need to listen and stay off the comms. Of course, it may be a little cramped in there with everyone, so maybe you could just let your crew take leave for a bit. Up to you. It's your op. He'll stay behind on the ship. Not much trouble he can get into with his hands tied, and there isn't exactly anywhere he can go. Plan doesn't change much. There'll just be more bodies, and hopefully Hannibal won't escape. Negative. First, we want Hannibal alive. Second, you know how hard it is to ID bodies in space? Third, most ships don't have that kind of firepower. The ship's parked at the spaceport. You'll be the one in the pilot's seat, so I can keep an eye on our good buddy Adrastos. Let's wrap this one up nice and quick.
How are you holding up?
I'm doing okay.
Another day, another shift.
That jump looked painful. Not doing that.
found something that's right up your alley.
Something for you when you have a moment. I picked up something you might be interested in.
It's me, Adrastos. Am I coming in?
Loud and clear, Mr. Dakota.
Perfect. Look, I just lifted this sweet ride from some poor sap in Aquila. I need to bring it into the shop. You got room?
She's a beaut, all right. We'll get those numbers filed off, and then we'll decide if we want to keep her as is or strip her for parts. Bay 1 is almost free. You're clear to dock with it. See you on the inside.
See? Look at that. Smooth and easy as Chunk's pie.
Let's see. Make sure you're suited up and ready, right? Easy part's over. Expect resistance once we get inside. Something tells me they're not going to take kindly to us.
Probably not. Hey, what about me?
What about you? You're staying right here on board, and we're locking the door behind us so no one can get in or out.
All crew accounted for. We're ready to depart.
Okay, rookie. Remember, if they shoot at us, that's on them. They chose their fate. It's open season on assholes. My preference is to take Hannibal in alive. He's more valuable. Just keep your eyes and ears open. I'll try to give you some instructions to help you out, but ultimately, this is your mission. I'm following you. If they shoot at you, return fire. I'll back you up. Let's go get them. Hey!
Let's see if they've got anything worth taking. Oof. I'm taking. under attack! Don't let them into the loading bay! We're going into lockdown!
He's in the loading bay.
Find anything useful?
guessing in the living quarters?
They've got any weapons or ammo. That lock didn't last very long. sure they had something we can use.
Well, that's some luck. This thing's still hooked up to the ship it came from. Bet if we can get on board, we can fire it and punch a hole through to the other side. Since the loading bay door is sealed shut, it might be our only chance. If I recall the layout of the station from the outside, it should give us access to the docking bay. And there's only a slight chance it'll jettison us into space. I'm willing to take the risk.
valuable? Set aside anything useful and just leave the rest.
fun.
Hey, right where it said it'd be. Well, you know what to do. Time to crack that sucker open and fire that missile.
going to need it anymore.
So we're good.
I have an important personal decision to make. Phew, thank you. Before I was with the Navigator Corps, I was career military, part of the United Colonies Navy. When the Colony War broke out, I was posted as the chief navigator on a warship, the Dauntless. Well, the position didn't last long. There was a particularly bloody battle. We were fighting over a world in the Eta Cassiopeia system. Worst fighting I'd ever seen. We lost 12 ships that day. 12. Including my own. Economic reasons. Several of the worlds in the Cassiopeia system were mineral-rich. Both sides wanted to drop refinery outposts on the surface to bolster their supply. With hundreds of lives lost on both sides, I'd argue there were no winners at all. Now let me finish. The ship was barely intact. The captain and first mate died the previous day, which put me in command. A shrewd captain would have called for the crew to abandon ship. But I was so angry. I wanted to stay. I needed to fight. I believe you. But you haven't heard the worst of this. We fought for hours, but the damage was fatal. I gave the order to abandon ship and the crew piled into the escape shuttle. As the shuttle launched, I could see it was damaged. I heard screams before the radio cut. The last thing I saw, they were spiraling helplessly towards the planet's surface. There was nothing I could do. Thank you. But condolences can't reverse what I've done. I was caught up in the moment. An inexperienced captain making rash decisions that cost people their lives. My superiors. When the dust settled, the United Colonies gave me a medal. Can you believe that? A damn medal. I never even had a chance to find the shuttle wreckage and give my crew a proper burial. After I checked every section of the ship for wounded crew, I took the other escape shuttle. If I hadn't, I would have died. The Dauntless came apart minutes after I escaped. Bad luck. That sounds familiar. You once told me that the military might not have been my calling. You don't know how right you were. Don't you get it? Everything I do, everything I touch, somehow falls apart. That's why I'm worried about us. After everything you've heard, all my stories, you still have faith. No one's ever cared about me this much. Not even Aja. You know, I've spent a lot of time thinking about us, about our relationship, how we've clearly become close. I practiced what I was going to say when the moment was right, and now that it's here, my mind's gone blank. Look, you deserve the best. Someone who can give themselves to you entirely. But right now, I have too much baggage, too much on my mind. I hope you'll forgive me for pushing you away. I just need time.
whoa! Hold up! You got the wrong guy. I'm not Hannibal, I swear. I just work for him. Yeah, of course. I don't want to die. It's like this, see? Hannibal rarely goes out. But when he does, he goes under an assumed identity and leaves me in charge. Sometimes it's a Drastos, sometimes it's Chase, Jackie, Scotty, whatever. He's got 100 of them. It's one of the reasons he never gets caught. I'm just Deke. Deke Hansen.
Motherfuck. I don't want to believe him, but it makes sense.
Sure, I ain't got nothing to lose. Whole reason he does this is in case someone comes looking for him. He's gotta have at least a couple dozen other contingency plans even I don't know about.
Luckily, Adrastos, Hannibal, whoever the hell he is still on our ship. He didn't think that part through. What do you want to do with this guy? Your call, rookie. For what it's worth, I don't remember ever seeing a bounty for a Deke Hansen. Roger that. Okay, come on, Deke. You're coming with us.
Hello, trackers. By now you've probably found my associate Deke and learned that he is not in fact me, and that I am not who I said I was. Darn it, I know, right? Anyway, if you look out the window, you can see I'm taking your beautiful ship. Thanks, by the way. But don't worry, I won't leave you stranded. I'm not that bad a guy. You'll find a container nearby with a key to an old junker that should hold up long enough to get you home. I've left you some other goodies too, just so there's no hard feelings. It should unlock now. As for me, I think I'm out of the stolen ship business after this, so I won't trouble you anymore. So long, and thanks for playing.
Almost makes it hard to hate him. Almost. Well, we gotta get back to HQ. Let's see what he's left us. Hope he's not luring us into a death trap. Don't want to hear it.
God damn, he wasn't kidding. This thing looks like it can barely fly. Still, that Hannibal is something else. Could have marooned us and left us to starve. At least we can get home.
That's what I'm talking about!
Our scan detected contraband on board. Halt and prepare to be boarded. All illegal and stolen goods will be confiscated. Copy that. Stay on course while we escort you in.
Don't break the law and you're good in my book.
Nobody in here right now.
Can we just not talk about this right now?
I was fixing up a
You don't need to wear your helmet on this planet. You know that, right?
I have things for you.
Welcome back, recruit. I assume your return means you have successfully completed your mission. But where is Hannibal?
I'll let you say it, rookie.
Is this true, Roach? I know Hannibal has a reputation for being elusive, but I believed if anyone could catch him, it would be you.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, no one, but unfortunately it's true. Like a heat leech, the squirmy bastard was there under our noses the whole time. He escaped our notice and left us stranded. I'll fill you in later.
More importantly, Roach, how do you evaluate your partner's performance?
Even if we didn't catch our target, Rookie here did a good job. I stood back and advised. Rookie did most of the work. They'd make a good tracker.
I trust your endorsement, Roach. With that, your assessment is complete. Roach believes you did well. Welcome to the Trackers Alliance. Other bounties on the display will now be available to you, as will the downstairs lounge. There, you will find the Elite Bounty Board, with tougher missions, as well as other amenities and resources. Lastly, you will choose a call sign. This is how other trackers will know you within the Alliance. It will obfuscate your identity and keep you safe. It is affirmed. Henceforth, you shall be known among trackers as Night Stalker.
Well, if it isn't the rookie.
Watch more than you speak. You'll learn faster.
Man, I gotta say, being a tracker is pretty awesome. Oh, hey! I heard I'm new around here too. But if you've ever seen me run the Red Mile, you know I'm not just blowing smoke. Anyway, hit me up if you want to swap pointers, or just shoot the shit, you know? Yeah, I've been doing it for a while. 19 successful runs last I checked the leaderboard. Anyway, keeps my skills sharp, which is even more important now that I'm a tracker. I know I don't look like much of a tracker or a runner, but I'm cool with people underestimating me. Makes it that much more special when I crush their expectations. I don't know. There's gotta be something, right? Like, how would you deal with a target that seems ready to blow your brains out, but you know he's not in his right mind? Like he's on Aurora or something. Kind of. Yeah. No, it did. Almost exactly like that. It was my first mission, and I froze up. Luckily, I had a partner for the mission. He was creeping up behind the guy, tackled him and cuffed him before he could do anything. Obviously, I still think about it. Yo, that's smart. I like where your head's at. No sense dragging a corpse back if it didn't have to be that way. And plus, If you bring him in alive, he could face justice the right way. Good. I mean, people may be unpredictable, but they're easier to take down than the beasts on Porima 3. Heck, sometimes they give up willingly. And the other trackers seem to appreciate my work. Even the grumpy ones who think I'm too soft. But they shut up real quick when they see me in action. Probably because I'm too friendly. Almost everyone around here is either all business or standoffish. Maybe that's just what happens after you do this for a while. But nah, not me. Gotta take some time away from being a ruthless bounty hunter to be a real human being, you know? Otherwise, what's the point of it all? And it's the same with some of these targets. Some of them just messed up real bad and deserve another chance. You need to remember, they're people, and not just a picture with the fat cred stick attached. Hasta luego, my friend.
Good work out there, but don't let it go to your head.
I'm pleased you chose to join us. Call me inevitable. You're welcome. All I did was extend the invitation. You decided to follow through and brought yourself. I didn't choose to recruit you, but I did the research and tracked you down. Surprisingly, it was not easy. Oh, I know about your parents. But after doing some recon, it became clear that your father is not the best at keeping secrets. So it would have been too risky to potentially expose myself. But evidently, you are. They never seemed to know where you were. By the way, you may want to get in touch with your mother. She, complains that you never call her anymore. A lot. I followed some tips, then picked a busy port and waited. I'm nothing if not patient. I knew it was only a matter of time before you showed up. Well, from what I can tell, despite your notable accomplishments around the settled systems, you don't stick around anywhere for too long. And following you can be a challenge as well, since it seems to be by whim where you go next. For you, yes. Let's just say it exposes a vulnerability in my armor. Perhaps my skills are not what they once were. Yes. Patience is your #1 virtue. That is something I did not understand fully when I was younger and less experienced. As a novice tracker, I was impetuous. One of my early quarries took advantage of this. He would wait for me to act rashly and falter, which gave him the upper hand he needed to escape. The cycle would repeat. He evaded me for years. It wasn't until I understood the value of patience that I caught up with him and finally claimed the bounty on his head. That's how I earned my call sign. It may take time, but I always get my mark. Not much. I've been doing this longer than any of the other trackers, even Agent #1. I pay little mind to the claim I was the best. I've no need to compare and no ego to feed. Not like Roach chasing some asinine record. My specialty is tracking our most elusive targets, which takes longer. Sometimes months or years. I do my job thoroughly, and that's all there is to it. That being said, I rarely go on the hunt these days. My experience is now far more valuable as an agent than a field tracker. Not quite. It is rare that a tracker lives long enough that they can choose to retire. Those who do are truly fortunate. Some of us decide to continue our service to the Alliance as agents and offer our services as guides and teachers. Our experience is valued. Does that worry you at all? Does it change your mind about wanting to be a tracker? Fair enough. A pragmatic approach is sometimes best. This isn't a gang, you're allowed to leave. Just understand that the work may be more difficult than you might think. Bounty hunting tends to paint a target on your back, and attracts those looking for revenge. Be well.
Hey, what's good?
You must harden yourself against doubt, or succumb to its woes. I have seen death. I have seen tragedy. I have seen more beg for their lives than I can count. But what I haven't seen is a fledgling tracker seemingly so willing and eager to speak with me so soon after joining. What knowledge do you hope to gain from our interaction? I will not acknowledge that with a response. I hope you take any further conversation more seriously. I am Yama. I borrow this name from the god of the dead, who judges the souls I usher to him. I must warn you, my advice may not be palatable. I hope those are not just words. I strongly insist that you consider heeding my advice. If you are given the choice between bringing your targets in alive or dead, always choose dead. Criminal fugitives must be brought to justice, and the only way to truly serve that justice is to end their lives so that they can be judged fairly in the afterlife. Correct. A criminal fugitive is already trying to run from justice. They will do it again, if given the chance. It is in their nature. Would you allow even a slim chance that they escape again? Even if they turn from their criminal path, would you deny their victims true justice? That is true, and yet, the thought that they would go unjudged for so long would eat away at me. But I realize that may not be your belief, so I will not try to convince you any further. My stories are not for your amusement, but I will share one so that you may learn from my mistake. There was one time I decided to let a man live. He had a family, a wife, 3 children. He showed me a picture. They looked happy. He begged I let him live and spend the rest of his days incarcerated. So, at least he could see them occasionally and watch his children grow up from afar. He escaped from prison. He went home and murdered his entire family, and the family next door, and several others. By the time I found him again, he had killed himself, robbing me of the chance to pass him off to face his eternal judgment. Never again. There is not much I wish to divulge. Whatever you have heard about me is likely true. I do not bring back my targets alive. I aim for brutal efficiency. I do not work well with others. You must know, I do not feel the need to appease or delight anyone. I take jobs no one else wants, and I always get it done. That is my value. Leave no quarter, show no mercy. Yes, that was likely me.
Well, could you not? I'm tired of cleaning up after. I mean, look at you now. Not a speck of blood on you. You clearly know how to clean up after yourself.
Hey now, Tracker.
I will try.
How about that? We got a new tracker in the building. Name's Stash, and I'm more than just a pretty face. You ever need my help, you can step right over here to my little corner and we can talk shop. Whether it's for business or pleasure, that's up to you. Astros, you say? I can take those off your hands and put something better in them. I won't ask where you got these, so long as you don't ask where I get my parts. Hold on now. No problem. I tinker. I make, modify, and refurbish weapons and other equipment. For trackers only. But I don't do it for free, and I don't do it for credits either. I only take Astras. And you get whatever I give you. No questions, no special requests, no refunds. Good. And we're on the same page. Matter of fact, I do. But the most interesting ones aren't from my tracker field work. Instead, I'm gonna take you back in time to my youth. See, I was a scrappy little neon street rat. I tinkered, built homemade weapons, and armor made out of scraps I came across. You can imagine who might buy that sort of thing. That's right. Gangbangers and other lowlives. I saw what they used these weapons for. But I had to make money. And it kept me safe from the gangs because they needed me. Well, I never did care much for those gangs, the way they preyed on folks weaker than them. So, when I found out about the trackers, I decided on a career change. Turns out I wasn't much for following rules. They said I was a bit of a loose cannon. But they liked my equipment, so here I am, peddling wares for other trackers. Well, when you grow up on the neon streets, you learn to fly by the seat of your pants. That doesn't always jive with protocol, even by tracker standards. Too much collateral damage. Don't worry, no one died. But let's just say I may have temporarily increased the homeless population. Anyway, I like what I do now. I'm putting my technical skills to use in a way that Trackers Alliance appreciates. Yep, me too. Sorry to disappoint, but my days as a tracker in the field were pretty limited. But, hey, As a consolation, I have plenty of great gear you can buy. And that's a better use to you than some old tall tale. No, and yes. No, it's stash, like my mustache. Yes, it's kind of on the nose, like my mustache. Well, under it, but you get the idea. But yeah, it does work out like that, doesn't it? You're not the first to suggest it, and I doubt you'll be the last. And before you ask, no, I didn't grow the stash because I got a stash of goods or vice versa. Sometimes nicknames just stick. Hey, good luck catching bad guys. Out there.
Agent Kolyos, at your service. What do you request of me? Serious inquiries only.
I just wanted to know where you got that new hardware I saw you walk in with earlier.
Mostly stand around waiting for someone to interact with me. I am connected to the tracker database, so when a tracker either has or needs information about a certain target, they come to me. My directive is to assist trackers with any queries they have, and if desired, give advice based on the information we have compiled. No, It is a pseudo-acronym meant to emphasize my station as hardware and software. My programmer thought it would be clever, but clearly it goes over most heads. Koios was a Greek Titan god, born of Uranus and Gaia. He was known as a Titan of knowledge and queries. But I wouldn't expect you to know that. If any of the information I've given you was wrong, it was probably entered wrong.
Is it really necessary for you to drag around all that gear?
I've been thinking about getting back up there.
You know that I value your work. You've helped us recruit some quality candidates. Are you certain of this?
I believe so. I want to take advantage of the time I've got while I still do some fight lifting. I would still continue my duties as an agent.
That is much better. Who am I to stop you? Who I trust more than you? This you know.
I do. Thank you for understanding. And...
Agent number one?
Yes,
How's your another assignment? I'm itching to get back out there and track down some bounties.
it is like I told you. Now that you are a full-fledged tracker, you will not get assignments, nor will you be assigned a partner. You must do these things on your own. If you want to hunt a bounty, then check the wanted display. If you want a partner, you must ask for it. Or you can take a mission from the bounty board downstairs if you wish.
Ah, right. Sorry about that. I'm still getting used to everything here. Thanks for the clarification. I'll see if there's anything I feel qualified to do.
Yes, that was likely me.
Well, could you not? Tired of cleaning up after? I mean, look at you now. Not a speck of blood on you. You clearly know how to clean up after yourself.
For you, I will try to be more careful, but I make no promises.
Well, maybe I don't make any promises to give you a clean glass to drink out of. How's that for you?
Hope the field's treating you well out there. What can I do for you? What's the word, Night Stalker? Need some new equipment?
Hey, Tank, how you doing there?
I miss tracking, but hanging around here is just as good. What's the word, Night Stalker? Need some new equipment? Hope the field's treating you well out there.
You're
Time to
always
get some
welcome to relax here
old-school
between jobs.
perspective.
Well, you're a new face. Ain't every day we get fresh meat for the grinder. What do we call you, Tracker? That's got kind of an old-school noir flair to it. So, what can I get for you, Night Stalker? Oh, where are my manners? They call me Two-Shot, or even Touche for short. Used to be a tracker in the field like you. But I traded in gunslinging for slinging drinks. I sell drinks to wet your whistle and other provisions you may need out there. So what'll it be? I may not run the finest bar in Aquila, but at least it ain't Eggy's. You need anything, Bloodhound?
Nah, I'm good, Touche. Hey, how's the... Well, if it ain't, Now, what call sign did you take again? You and I both know that ain't it. Enough with the jokes. Night Stalker. Fancy yourself someone who catches them when they least expect, I take it? Well, I can see why you'd take that name. You got my seal of approval. Not that you need it. Name's Bloodhound. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Sure. I don't mind sharing a little about myself, but, not too much. I'm no agent number 1, but I'm still a tracker. Been a tracker for over 30 years. Before that, I was what you might call a freebooter. I won't tell you what I did, but sure as hell wasn't above board. Well, suffice to say, that life can weigh on your soul. After a few close calls and some introspection, I came to the idea that I could do some good instead. Of course, it's hard to translate those kind of skills to the workforce, so here I am. Always saw to it to bring in my targets alive, in case they have any similar revelations. Leave no quarter, show no mercy. You hear?
Fancy a drink, Night Stalker? Or just come to bend my ear?
Yep. Every single time. It ain't too hard when you've lived my life and seen the things I've seen. Folks deserve a second, third, even fourth chance. I'm living proof of that. Tell me, let's say someone puts a bounty on your head that you rightfully didn't deserve, or maybe you slipped up and had a bad day. You think it's right that they get to play executioner? See? You get it. And that's where I stand. I'm hired to bring them in, not decide their fate. Anyway, you're gonna do you, and I won't judge. But don't come crying to me if you can't reckon with your own demons. Loads. But let me tell you just one. So, I'm down at some ass-backwards moon outpost out in the boonies. Got this old feller in my sights who's wanted for thieving from Ryujin and the other big corpos. Now, he don't know I ain't gonna shoot him, but he's itching to do something stupid. Then his kids come out, and his grandkids form a circle around him. Turns out, he's stealing so they can all just have a life. I get it. So I let him go. Far as the corpos know, he's dead. Yep, I got cussed out pretty good. But sometimes, it's worth it to do some good in the verse. Sure, I'm a veritable wealth of information. Anything particular on your mind? Personally, I prefer the diplomatic approach. Just because we're all certified badasses who could easily lay out the toughest spacer punk doesn't mean you're not human. If you ask me, words are a tracker's most effective tool. You'd be surprised how far a little sympathy can take you sometimes. And failing that, most targets are cowards. They don't want to die. Exploit that fact when you can. Well, it ain't what I'd call hot tips, but they serve me well. Eat right, stay hydrated, exercise, just stay healthy. Don't hunt if you're sick. Last thing you want is an errant cough or sneeze to give you away when you're trying to use the element of surprise. Now that's a tough one. Depends on the situation. If you can't convince them with words, you may have to rough them up and put the fear of God in them. I suggest you learn as much as you can about human anatomy and physiology. It ain't pretty, but there are many things you can do to a body that ain't lethal, but may cause someone to wish they were. You got it, Chief. Good luck out there.
Take a load off. Have a cold drink. Unless you have somewhere better to be.
The Alliance is strong and getting stronger by the day.
You need anything, Bloodhound?
After the Nerian War, there were issues with extrajudicial vigilantism involving bounty hunting. The Trackers Alliance was formally established and sanctioned by the Freestar Collective and the United Colonies as a way to combat this growing problem. The governments of the settled systems hire us for our specialized skills and allow us to operate largely unhindered in exchange for holding us accountable. This mutual trust is rarely breached.
You know, she's why I'm not out there anymore.
Certainly. It's largely the same whether you're finding targets of opportunity with your scanner, taking on an elite tracker bounty mission, or going after a target of interest. After you've convinced your target to surrender, or subdued them through non-lethal force, you can register them with the system. Registering them lets either local law enforcement or a specialized tracker know to come transport them away.
All the same, it was time to get out anyway. Thanks, though.
We have trackers who specialize in prisoner escort and detainment, rather than what we're asking you to do. They have the ships and equipment required to ensure successful handoff to the appropriate authority. Yes, I won't go into the particulars, but even if you are in the furthest reaches of space, someone will eventually be directed to pick up your target. I can see why you would ask, but no. Criminals are punished by the justice system depending on their crimes. Some of those punishments can be harsh. Not everyone in the Alliance feels the same about the motto, as it's a bit of a holdover from older times. It's more of a tradition, and it serves as a reminder to never give up and pursue your targets to the end of the universe so they can face justice one way or another. With someone on their way, your target would not get far. It would be charged with additional felonies. It would only be worse for them. Please, speak your mind. Our system works pretty well for it. I am no one, by design. There has always been and always will be an Agent Number 1 to lead us. Upon assuming the mantle, one loses all traces of identity, including all of one's records and history, even gender and voice. You can imagine, many would seek to do harm to one in this position. To protect family and associates, our identity is more than confidential. It is eliminated from existence. Let us not waste our moments. I will simply state that our partnership with the United Colonies and Freestar Collective comes with some powerful tools. They call me Agent Number 1, or Agent No One. Use they or them when speaking about me, as to further protect my identity. However, that had already been my preference. Yes and no. When one attains this position, ties to family and other associates are cut off. That is the most difficult aspect. As far as anyone knows, my former self is dead. Records of my life are mysteriously lost. I assume that is difficult for those one leaves behind. However, I am fortunate that I did not have many family, associates, or records to lose. My name was no great loss, nor were other aspects of my identity. I never conformed to gender, for instance. For me, it was an easy decision. As a rank-and-file tracker, it is not a requirement, but it is advised, for the safety of those you know. For a leader, such as myself, it is an absolute necessity for the safety of the entire organization. Know that to attain my position of leadership, it was a combination of deeds, competency, professionalism, and above all, trust. May luck follow